What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're here for AEW on TBS Review. But before we get to that, we just gotta throw it all out there. This was the most talked about, the most highly speculated episode on Wednesday night since the show went on the air in 2019. With everything going on this weekend, we had the all-out pay-per-view, which went a little too long, too many matches, all that stuff, to the scrum, to the post-scrum with CM Punk, to everything going down. CM Punk apparently got injured in the match when he did a tope. He hurt his bicep, so he's gone for injury no matter what happens with the disciplinary or not. CM Punk is out of commission no matter what. On top of that, all of this stuff hangs back to Hangman Page and CM Punk's feud going into Double or Nothing, which everybody and their brother would have known that Hangman Page was going to fucking lose. So Hangman Page decided to, on the night that they went out there and they had it face-to-face, that he was going to go out there and go into business for himself and pretty much attack CM Punk and blame CM Punk for why Colt Cabana was no longer a part of AEW. And, of course, I do not think that CM Punk had fuck all to do with it either. I believe that Tony Khan made a decision on himself to go out there and just remove Colt Cabana from the TVs, from the road, because he knew the animosity between him and CM Punk without notifying the Bucks, Kenny Omega, or anybody else. That's what it feels like. Page, all that. And of course, then Adam Hangman Page, who wants to act like a fucking child, goes out on TV and goes, yeah, I'm going to bring this up in this type of thing. Now, somebody posted a clip online of MJF back when he was feuding with CM Punk, and where he uttered the line, if CM Punk doesn't get his way, he will sue, alluding to when CM Punk countersued Colt Cabana and all that stuff coming out of the lawsuit from WWE. Now, people are like, well, CM Punk, MJF mentioned Colt Cabana and like alluded to Colt Cabana, and CM Punk didn't do anything there. There's a difference. That was probably cleared by that. They probably talked to each other about what they were going to say, and CM Punk was fine with that because that was in the past, the far distance past, almost 10 years ago past, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever it was, like 7 years ago past. Whereas this was a few months ago. When this was a year ago at this time that CM Punk came to AEW and Colt Cabana just disappeared. And of course, the Bucks and Hangman Page, wanting to be crybaby children, went out of their way to think, oh, it's CM Punk's fault, which it obviously probably is not CM Punk's fault. It's Tony Khan going out of his way to have CM Punk be the higher priority. Because let's face it, everyone likes Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana seems like a good dude. But what was Colt Cabana doing? Colt Cabana was a background player. He was a dark elevation VIP. Tony Khan figured, well, this guy's not doing much. His value is really not there for me, so I'm just going to let him go because I'm getting the biggest money draw in my company coming in to help get AEW to the next thing, especially with next year, probably I think the summer of next year, AEW is going to go into contract negotiations with Time Warner Media, Time Warner Discovery, for an extension, and if things don't work out that way, maybe some other TV rights, other TV company will go out there and call for AEW to give them TV rights deal. So CM Punk is the guy that Tony Khan wanted to help get them to that next level. Fucking sold out the United Center on a rumor, crashed Pro Wrestling T stores for, what was it, 3 days? First $1 million gate at Double or Nothing. Second $1 million gate was apparently the Forbidden Door, but that was also because of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then All Out was the second AEW exclusive $1 million gate. You do not get those right now without CM Punk, whether you like it or not. So, just the Young Bucks going out of their way. Apparently, the Young Bucks, I don't know if this is true. CM Punk feels like it is true, that the Young Bucks went into the business for themselves in some kind of interview or leaked it to Nick Hausman, the clown who should never be allowed back into these media scrums, because that stupid fuck, while the tag team champions are sitting right beside Tony Khan, with Tony Khan in the middle, is like, oh, Tony, did you think about calling an audible during the World Tag Team title match when the champions are right fucking there? How fucking disrespectful can this fucking clown be? Fuck Nick Hausman. That piece of shit should not be allowed back. On top of that, if Nick Hausman put a piece up and had all this thing about them blaming CM Punk for Colt Cabana being fired, Tony Khan could have said, you know what, Nick? Could have been like, make sure Nick Hausman's not there. Or at least make sure Nick Hausman's not there while CM Punk is there. Nick Hausman, could you have somebody talk to Nick Hausman people and like, dude, could you wait in the hallway or wait outside the media scrum until CM Punk leaves? So we don't have this, because I did not see the beginning of the scrum immediately, because the very first thing that I saw on the media scrum, because I watched the official feed, was CM Punk asked Nick Hausman, does he still do improv? I didn't know that CM Punk heard Nick Hausman say his name and go, oh, does any of you fancy yourselves, call yourself journalists, and asked him, started the whole conversation. I was under the impression that Nick Hausman, the clown that he is, brought up Colt Cabana himself. I did not see it because, for whatever reason, AEW's media feed did not start until they were mid talking. So there's that. So we get through Sunday. We get through Monday. Solo talk, we don't know. We're getting two sides of the stories. We come through Tuesday and the Wednesday. One side says the Elite just knocked on the door, opened the door, and talked to Punk, and Punk just swung automatically, which I don't buy that worth a shit. I don't see a reason for CM Punk to just sit there talking to playing with his dog Larry. The Bucks walk in innocently enough, and he punches at one of them. Bullshit. I don't buy that worth a shit at all. That just sounds like the Bucks telling their side to make it seem like we're the victims, Sam. We didn't do anything. We just wanted to talk. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. We know this is how you guys want to be. You, the Young Bucks. Now, Kenny Omega sounds like, from both sides, it sounds like Kenny Omega was the calmer of the three, wanted to go just talk and hash this stuff out, and did not really try to get any altercation or anything until the whole thing with Ace Steel. So, I'm not putting this all on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega seems to be the mature of the three. But the other two, it just feels like, and it's been like this since day one, that the Young Bucks treat this as a fucking place for them and their best friends to go and have a fun old time, and they don't need to take it fucking seriously. Newsflash, Young Bucks, get this through your fucking head. The minute you walk behind that curtain and you're not wrestling anymore, you are no longer Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks of the tag team division, or the trios division, this wrestlers for AEW. You are Matt and Nick Jackson, executive vice presidents of this company. You should be a little bit more respectful and a little bit more professional in what the fuck you do. They should have never, and I mean never, been given EVP jobs, period. I don't give a shit. Kenny Omega should never have been an EVP. Cody Rhodes even mentioned on one of his first interviews back in WWE that he should have never been an EVP because he wasn't mature enough for that job. Clearly, the Young Bucks, like I said, Kenny Omega seems to be the more calmer of the three, and the only reason he started getting any physical or anything because Ace Steel did whatever he did. But the Young, from both sides, it makes it sound like they were being aggressive towards CM Punk because they got their fucking feelings hurt, and they are a bunch of nothing but snowflakes. Grow the fuck! You are fucking men, you are not little boys. I know that if that shit's gonna happen, how about this? You let things cool down, you let CM Punk say his thing, you go, you know what? This isn't the time or the place. We're gonna wait till we'll talk to Tony Khan on Monday. They should have waited till Tony Khan was done with the scrum, go to Tony Khan's office, talk to Tony Khan, and then see if you could hash things out over that way. But no, you went straight to fucking CM Punk's office knowing he was pissed off anyway and wanted to start a fucking ruckus. I don't know who swung first. Some people saying Matt swung first and missed, and then CM Punk swung back defending himself. Some people are saying they walked in. One side saying that Matt and Nick Jackson kicked the door in. Here's another news flash, you dumb fucks. If you kicked the door in and you did any type of damage, guess what? The Now Center, the people who have been running your fucking your all-out show for 3 of these years that you've been around, This is the 4th All Out, and this is the 3rd one in the Now Center. Guess what? They could sit there and sue your asses. And since you're being the EVPs of AEW, they could sue AEW for damages. Yes, I know it's only a door and it's a little bit of damage maybe, but still, they could sue your asses in AEW for damages. And on top of that, they could bar All Elite Wrestling from running the Now Center for a year or two if they so choose. I doubt it, because you bring in $1 million gate this year, they're going to expect $1 million gate next year. But you're going to do something as stupid as that, your asses have legal issues now, and it's only your fault. You have no one to blame but yourself. Here's the thing. CM Punk should never did this. Absolutely not. But Tony Khan is to blame for all of this. Whenever there was just a little inkling of tension between CM Punk, the Bucks, and Hangman Page, you know what Tony Khan should have done? He should have sat everyone down in the room and said, listen, this is bullshit. We're not going to do this. It was my decision. I did not consult Punk. You're going to have to deal with it now. And ended it. I don't give a shit what the Young Bucks think. I don't give a shit what Hangman Adam Page thinks. It's Tony Khan's fault for not getting this nipped in the butt from day fucking one. It's Hangman Page's fault for going into business for himself for no fucking reason. I'm pretty sure Scott Colton, aka Colt Cabana, didn't call Hangman Page up and go, hey Hangman, could you go on national television and bring up the fact that I'm not working there anymore because of CM Punk? I'm pretty sure Colt Cabana did not say that to Hangman Adam Page. So why the fuck did Hangman Adam Page think it was a good fucking idea to go out there and go into business for himself? On top of that, CM Punk, there was a talent meeting not 1 week before All Out. If you had this fucking problem with the Elite and with Hangman Adam Page, you air those grievances at that time. Matt, whatever one of you fuckheads are also, stop leaking shit to try and hurt your business. I don't care if you hate CM Punk. I don't care if you don't ever want to look at CM Punk. You do not go to the fucking dirt sheets and try and ruin business because you're so petty and you're fucking childish. Grow the fuck up. Nobody looks good in this. Tony Khan doesn't look good in this, and Hangman Page does not look good in this. The Bucks do not look good in this. Kenny Omega doesn't look good in this. CM Punk doesn't look good in this. And Sage Steele does not look good in this. Everybody looks like a loser. Everyone looks like an idiot. Everyone embarrassed the company. Here's what needs to fucking happen. 1, nobody should get fired outside of maybe Ace Steel because Ace Steel is very expendable. 2, everyone gets suspended for no less than a month without pay. 3, CM Punk has a torn bicep. Okay. Whatever, he can still walk the AEW when his suspension is up. If everyone comes back from suspension in a month, everybody, they hold another fucking talent meeting. Hangman Adam Page, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, CM Punk stand up on that fucking stage in front of everybody and apologize to the entire fucking locker room that you fucking embarrassed on fucking Sunday. Hangman Adam Page as well, because that motherfucker was the reason this all got started. 3, they apologize to Tony Khan in private or in front of everybody. I do not care. And 4, everyone who's involved with this, anybody who had any part of this, comes out that fucking Wednesday and you apologize to the fans that you disappointed, you embarrassed, and you let down. I do not want to see this shit happen again. Tony Khan, on top, how did this show start? We got a highlight package of All Out and what happened there. And then we got a message from Tony Khan. That is not the way to do this. Tony Khan, you could have nipped this all in the butt from day one. You could have sat the Bucks, Kenny Omega, Colt Cabana, and anyone else down, Hangman Page as well, and told them what you were going to do. Instead, you let it get this far. So the best you could do was a video, a pre-recorded message from you. As soon as the pyro went up and everything, we shouldn't even had an opening video package. Tony Khan, the show lights should have been down. The lights come up. Tony Khan is in the middle of the ring and he announces whatever he needed to announce. This has been handled, I guess, the way it can. I have nothing or seen anything about CM Punk being fired. Tony Khan would be foolish to fire CM Punk just because that guy brings in more money than the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega combined. He is the big money draw. In my opinion, and five, I forgot about this, five, both the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are stripped and terminated of their EVP positions in AEW. Tony Khan appoints somebody like maybe Tony Schiavone or William Regal or somebody else to an EVP status and get some actual fucking authority in your circle of talent, of people. So, I do not want to hear anybody defend the Bucks, Kenny Omega. The only person out of all this I feel bad for is Colt Cabana because he did not do a damn thing to have his name drugged through all of this. Like I said, I highly doubt Colt Cabana talked to the Young Bucks and talked to Kenny Hangman Page is like, oh yeah, I see you going up against CM Punk or Phil Brooks at Double or Nothing. Do you mind going out there on national TV and bringing up the fact that I'm not working for AEW anymore because of him? I guarantee you that Colt Cabana did not do that. This needs to be fucking done. No more of this. Jon Moxley, Danielson, Chris Jericho are the three leaders of this locker room. I do not want to hear anything about the Young Bucks being EVPs anymore. They are children. They don't deserve to be in that position. They should have never been in that position. I don't give a shit if it hurts anyone's fucking feelings. They are just too much to blame as CM Punk and Hangman Page. Tonight's show, what was going to happen after that announcement that Tony Khan officially was forced to vacate the Trios titles and the AEW World Heavyweight Championship? Well, we were going to have a match scheduled, the Death Triangle versus the Best Friends for Fuck It All. Now is a Trios Championship match, which in my opinion was such a good idea for them. And honestly, the Trios Championships were to be given to a proper tag team, a more mature tag team who aren't going to go into business for themselves and actually gives a shit about this company. After that, all of that, MJF. Oh yeah, and then we have the World Championship tournament going to have a winner at Grand Slam. And this kind of annoyed me too because the tournament bracket is as follows. If I can get this thing, I don't have a graphic. I should have got the graphic, but I didn't get the graphic. If I can get the damn thing to show up on my phone, we have Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho have buys. Because they were the first two AEW World Champions. Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page tonight. It's Friday, being taped tonight. We have Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. The winner of those with Danielson or Hangman going on the face Chris Jericho, and the other one going on the face Jon Moxley. My problem with this, and they said it's Tournament of Champions, so yeah, I can see why they wanted Hangman in here, was that you're rewarding Hangman Adam Page, who was the catalyst in the beginning, the first domino that fell in this entire situation. I'm sorry, Tony. This guy was just as much to blame for everything that happened on Sunday as the Young Bucks and CM Punk. He should be you don't have to find him or anything. He was already gone before the brawl happened or anything. He should face consequences as well. You want to fine him some money? That's fine. But Hangman Adam Page cannot be seen off of this scot-free. Because if you do not punish Hangman Page at all, you're setting a precedent that, hey, as long as you didn't fight anybody, if you started stirring the pot, then leads to a big powder keg that was this past Sunday, you can get off scot-free because that's exactly what you're telling us about Hangman Adam Page. After all this, out came MJF. So, MJF is out. He's wearing a Buffalo Bills jersey. He's playing up the babyface role. He says, let's be honest, you all missed me, didn't you? Last time we saw him, he might have been offensive, but we can all agree that he didn't mean any of it. He was just kidding. He claims he loves AEW, and he will never leave in as he leads an AEW chain. He claims he didn't mean it when he called the fans stupid marks. He recaps the facts that there will be a tournament for the AEW World title. He knows one guy deserves the championship, and that is him. He's all about the working smart, not hard, so he's not working in the tournament, and he has a chip to guarantee him a title shot whenever he wants it, which honestly should be at Full Gear with no matter who wins the title at Grand Slam. And Tony Khan is paying him boatload of money. MJF says he will win the world title because he's MJF and he's better than you and you know it. Out comes Jon Moxley, and you're gonna have to hear his promo for yourself because this shit was good. This is why Jon Moxley started calling himself the ace of AEW, because this guy has put the company on his back time and time again. Whether he's the champion or not, this is AEW's go-to guy. This is the guy that you go to for everything. So he comes out, and let's just play this. Let's play the clip. 8 minutes here. Hold on,
You are absolutely full of crap. So let me get this straight, Jonathan. You think I'm not being sincere here in Buffalo, New York? In front of all these grotesque, poor lord-asses who have quite possibly the worst football team in the history of the United States of America? Only keep up the facade for so long, Taz. Let us speak this here. Josh Allen sucks! Now, John, I don't know if you're a little bit woozy considering you went to sleep on Sunday. But maybe I don't care about AEW. Maybe I don't care about these people. Chip of 2024. Maybe I take that title to a real wrestling company with real fans and real wrestlers like my friend and hero, the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes. And I'm holding the microphone, you bums! Keep your mouth shut! And maybe, just maybe, I get to work for a real boss, the only con in professional wrestling that's worth a damn, jolly old Saint Nick. Because to quote the greatest wrestler of all time and my personal hero, The Game, that is what's best for business.
Can I tell you how much I've missed MJF? My God, we needed this. From his babyface promo to all of this, we needed this. This has been missed for the last 3 months. My God. AEW has definitely missed MJF. And of course, Jon Moxley knocked the microphone out of his hand.
Dude, this is not the time, and this is not the place, and I am in no mood. You need to leave this ring right now, or I will make you leave. Wait a second. We're gonna go right
And
now.
just, MJF leaves, obviously.
Mox just dominating the middle of the ring, saying, "Let's go," and
Let's just get to it.
now Buffalo and New York, I am in no mood. I am pissed off. pissed off about a great many things, but none more so than the fact that I'm standing here without the AEW World Championship. The only material possession in the world that matters to me, but the belt itself, it's just metal, it's just leather, there's a bunch of them, you can buy one online yourself, put it up on your wall, that doesn't mean anything. What means something to me is what the AEW World Championship represents. And that means something to me, and that means something to a lot of people. The AEW World Championship represents passion for this sport, passion for this business. It represents the passion of the guys and girls in the back and the fans that fill the arenas and watch at home. Those three letters in the AEW World Championship, they represent heroes during a pandemic at a time when the world needed heroes. It represents the dream, the vision that we all had when we started this thing years ago, and we wanted to show the world just what wrestling could be. The AEW World Championship represents taking the dark and ugly side of this business and letting it die with another generation. The World Championship represents the freedom to be as great as you are willing to dare to be. AEW World Championship means being better than I was the day before, even if it's just a little bit better, even if nobody notices but me. That World Championship represents slaying demons. That World Championship represents everything I love about this business. A handmaid killing your commander.
Sorry about that stupid ads.
This is great. Very powerful, very passionate. I love it. But the fact remains, on Sunday, I lost. And that's on me. That's my fault. I made mistakes. I got pinned. That's on me. I missed the game-winning shot. And I was supposed to be on vacation right now, like, until about 2 days ago. But here's another chance to take another shot when the game's on the line. This Tournament of Champions, and it's one hell of a shot. That's one hell of a big rock to push all the way to the top of the hill again. Chris Jericho, the greatest of all time. Bryan Danielson, the best pure wrestler to ever step foot in a ring, a better wrestler than I'll ever be. Darby Allin, Hangman Page, Sammy Guevara, three dudes all younger than me, faster than me, more naturally gifted than I could ever be. So yeah, that's a hell of a shot. But winners always want the ball when the game is on the line. The ace always wants the ball. And I want the ball. So hell yeah, I'm gonna take the shot. Guys, I literally have goosebumps. This is powerful, man. Because this isn't just time to win. This isn't just the fourth quarter. This isn't just winning time right now. This is time to be a legend.
The perfect person to go out there and actually give us that speech. That was the right guy to do it. Jon Moxley is the ace of AEW. Jon Moxley has been the ace of AEW since the day he walked into this building, at the building in whatever the fuck it was, the MGM Grand in Las Vegas in 2019. He has been the ace of this company. He's put this company on his back during the pandemic. He put this company on his back when CM Punk was out with an injury. This dude should have the AEW World Championship at least 12 times before he retires from AEW. This guy is the right guy to win this tournament and hold that title probably till full gear, when he'll probably drop it to MJF. But this was great. Back to the Dark Order show, but Jose appears and wants 10 to sign a contract to work with Andrade. They fight. Everyone was like, I told you last week that the Dark Order is not for sale. John says you'll call Jose the assistant and then shoves him and tells him to get lost. So Rush and Andrade show up. We see a tension between them, and clearly this is going to probably lead to Preston Vance leaving the Dark Order, and Preston Vance going on to join Las Facción Ingobernables, which would be fantastic for him. And that gives you another trios for the trios division. Speaking of the trios division, AEW World Trios Championship match to give us a proper champion and not two little bitch boys and Kenny Omega. Death Triangle versus the Best Friends. This was a very good match. Penta, Phoenix, and Pac pick up the win with a Black Arrow to Chuck Taylor, while Phoenix and Penta take out Trent and Orange Cassidy on the outside, thus making Pac the first doubles champion in AEW's history, as he's also the All-Atlantic champion. Good match. Don't need to go over it as much. It's just three guys going out there giving you a damn good match. This will be a proper trios run for the Death Triangle. It's great to see. I know a lot of people wanted to see the Best Friends win the championships, but I'd go with Death Triangle any day. The night before with Kip Sabian, which I would not want to actually see Kip Sabian with his box gimmick coming out with his wife. I think that their time as a thing on TV has come and gone. We see a clip of Jamie Hayter walking past the drizzling pile of shit known as the Faker, telling her she doesn't want nothing to do with her, don't talk to her, don't do anything. Hopefully, Jamie Hayter is finally seeing this woman for what she really is, and that is a dirty, rotten snake who will do nothing but hold her back while she tries to be the number one woman in all of AEW. We go to Penelope Ford and them. Penelope Ford controls the match early. I don't know why, but Toni Storm has changed her finish to the Northern Light Suplex or like a DDT or something. I don't know why, but she ends up picking up the win there. We get a video. So Toni Storm beats her. It was a fun match. It's great to see Toni Storm getting some time and not having it in the 9:30 death spot, which it has been for the women's division up until then. We get a video package of 2.0 and Action Bronson and Hook talking about what happened at All Out. It looks like we are going to get Action Bronson and Hook versus 2.0 at the Grand Slam coming up. They did not announce that, but it looks like that's where we're going. Jericho talks to the Galaxy, but before that, we see the Acclaim make their way out before Max Caster can hit his rap, which everybody was looking forward to. Swerve Strickland makes his way out. He asked Buffalo if they wanted to hear more corny rap jokes. He says he actually has a joke for them, which is the Acclaim, this tag team champions, which he laughed. Billy says, now shut the hell up, man. I gotta say this to you. This isn't your house anymore. This is Daddy Ass's house, as Anthony Bowen then says. At AEW Grand Slam in 2 weeks' time, which they did announce during the tag team trios match, we will have the Acclaim versus Swerve and Glory, and they're taking gold home, which I absolutely believe we are getting new tag team champions at Grand Slam. These guys are just as over here as they were on Sunday. So if you don't think that 20,000, 13, 14, 16, whatever the number of thousand that they're going to have for Grand Slam is not going to be pulling for the Acclaim at Grand Slam, you are out of your mind. These two are going to get the biggest fucking pop that you could possibly hear at that show, and it should be the one that opens Grand Slam, because it said live on Wednesday, it did not say on Rampage, so it's going to be the live show. Jericho goes backstage and says Sunday was a gigantic one. He claims he'd be found in the Fountain of Youth, which is why he beat Danielson. He says he's the best wrestler, the best sports entertainer, so that is why he'll beat Danielson again next week. Pretty much just brushing off Hangman Adam Page at all as a factor at all. And he will win the AEW World Championship because this is his company and his fucking locker room, and nobody is going to take that away from him. Basically, Jericho just called out everybody who was in that locker room scuffle on Sunday and said that this is not your locker room, Bucks. This is not your locker room, Kenny. This is not your locker room, CM Punk. This is my fucking locker room. It's been my locker room since day fucking one, and you're not taking it away. He then says he has two little brothers. One is Sammy, who is in the Tournament of Champions, and the Spanish Claw claims that he will beat Darby Allin. Jericho's other little brother is Daniel Garcia, and says he will win tonight, but they can't wait to leave him alone tonight to do it alone. You have no choice. It's a pure rules match. If Jericho was to actually go out there to do anything, or even come to the fucking ringside area, that's a pink slip right there. It's in the fucking rules. Anyway. Wardlow versus Tony Nese for the TNT Championship. This is one of those, what is it? The open challenge matches. The match lasted for maybe a minute and a half. A couple power bombs from Wardlow, and that was that. After the match, he looks to hit another one. Mark Sterling tries to stop him. He gets Mark Sterling, pulls him into the ring, goes for a power bomb on him, but Josh Woods actually gets up there and pulls him out. And he says, I've been hearing a lot on the internet that the spark is gone, the momentum is gone, he's done. He's a TNT champion. It's time to remind everyone in the locker room and his fans who have stuck with him since day one that this is Wardlow's world. And if you could hear the passion in this dude's voice, I want to see Wardlow versus Josh Woods in a proper match at Grand Slam, and what would be a pretty damn good match. I'm still pulling for Powerhouse Hobbs at Full Gear to beat Wardlow to hold on to that title up until Double or Nothing next year and lose it to Ricky Starks and have Ricky Starks go on a championship run of his own for the remainder of 2023. Video package showing hyping up the upcoming match between Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin. This is their fourth meeting in AEW. The last says one thing: neither man is Ben is the AEW World Champion. He has Sting with him on Friday. He's just Jericho. Appreciation members should do the same thing and come alone to prove that he can do this on his own. Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page. This was another pretty good match between these two. This is their third match. Of course, the first two were for the AEW World Championship. The first one went to a time limit draw. So, as this match went to a close, they are now 1-1-1 each. So, we are going to get a fourth match eventually, with the rubber match being there. Hangman Adam Page loses to Danielson, who hits him with he gets a roll-up, which I don't know what they call it. It's the O'Connor roll with the bridge. I've seen Zack Sabre Jr. do it all the time. He actually beat Evil in like 42 seconds in the G1 Climax with this roll-up pin, but he gets the roll-up pin for the win. There were multiple times in this match where it looked like Hangman was going to pick up the win, and all I got to say is, fuck Hangman Page. If he would have kept his mouth shut and not went into business for himself, we don't have all the things that we're having, outside of CM Punk possibly hurting his tricep. Yuta versus Daniel Garcia was your main event here. The younger boy is shown backstage before we get to Danny says he will take years off Christian Cage's career when he comes back from injury. That's the reason the match lasted 20 seconds, because the elbow pad was not fake. That was a real injury. He also said that while he went to the ring on the shoulders of Luchasaurus, he carried his entire career on his back and said, sometimes to move from the past, you must destroy it. Obviously, that's us getting Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus probably at Grand Slam, which will be fine. Stokely Hathaway and his group then appear, and they say, oh, that was the greatest moment of his career. A staff member says his time is up because Stokely's like, this boy here is trying to tell me that we're running low on time, so I'm going to have to wrap things up. And he's like, tells him to give him as much respect as he would his father. The dude's like, okay. And then Stokely just decks him. The Gun Club beat him up. Ethan Page and them beat him up as two. The Gun Club hold him while W. Morrissey hits him with a boot to the face, and that was that. I don't know what's going on. We need to hear more about this, but we'll have to just wait and see. Main event time, Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, which means there are 3 rope breaks, no closed fists after one closed fist, and if you get a second one, you are disqualified, which came into play here for a minute because not Daniel Garcia, but Wheeler Yuta did use closed fist in this match. Now, this match saw Daniel Garcia, and when they saw the roles flip. Daniel Garcia came out with some rapper from the Buffalo area. I don't know his name, don't give a shit. But it was the hometown boy. I guess he was wearing his tights wearing the colors of the Buffalo State flag, the Buffalo City flag, or whatever. And Yuta was playing heel. He played heel in this match. So both of them switching roles for this match was really good. Back and forth this match went. Daniel Garcia is the only one to use a rope break in this match. As you know, you only get 3 after that, which Daniel Garcia actually won a Pure Rules match on Dark with having Alan Angels use up all of his rope breaks to get him to pass out while he was in the ropes. So Yuta towards the end of the match, you had the Dragon Tamer on, reversed it into a crossface, transitioned into a seatbelt pin. Garcia kicks out. Yuta tries for the Dragon Tamer himself. He reverses and sets the Dragon Tamer again. While he does go back far enough, Yuta's able to try and get a neck crank in, but could not hold it. And he starts to just bounce it off of this guy, and Yuta eventually taps out. Daniel Garcia is the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. After the match, Danielson makes his way to the ring. They both look at him. They both shake hands. Danielson grabs the Pure title, and since he was the man to unify the original Pure, the original run of the Pure Championship with the Ring of Honor Championship, tells Garcia to turn around and straps the man around the waist, raises his hands. They both shake hands. Jericho comes down come to the ramp and what the fuck is going on here? What are you doing, Garcia? And the show goes off the air with Jericho being shocked. And this will not be the last Ring of Honor title match this weekend. This week is on Friday. Claudio Castagnoli will be putting his title on the line against Dax Harwood. That match should be taping right about now. That's going to be a banger. It's going to be the main event of Rampage on Friday, and I can't wait. Hope you enjoyed this rant on everything that's gone on up until tonight's show. The little quick review of the show, which was a really good show. People need to stop downing Tony Khan because this guy came out here and gave you an A show. Wednesday, an A+ show. Tony Khan being in front of that crowd, hearing the boos, hearing the cheers, hearing the CM Punk chants. I know why he didn't do it, but he should have did it. And coming out and saying he should have come out to this crowd and said things that transpired on Sunday was unacceptable, and I apologize to the fans. We will never let this happen again. And then everything else that he said. New Trios Champions, proper champions, are going to do those titles justice. And the World Title Tournament going into Grand Slam next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, it'll be Danielson versus Jericho and Moxley versus Sammy or Darby. But we got a lot to see what's going on here. Hopefully, with now all this here done, we can have the news calm down till Friday, and we can just wait to see what happens on Friday for AEW and Rampage. But this is all. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds of the Frowns Club. Find me on twitch.tv/thefrowns Club, and find me on Instagram at the Frowns Club. And I'll see you guys on Friday for SmackDown and Rampage. Until then, my name is the Frowns, and I'll see you guys later.